Shit, all that booty, she knows what to do with it.
I think the heart rate challenge was amazing. I think I was surprised by Destiny really because I didn't expect her to participate, but she did the best that she could. Imani, I knew was going to go all out. That was amazing. Cassie did great. And I didn't like Bergie's comments. Bergie's coming up with these sarcastic remarks that I don't like. I didn't like his comment about Destiny. I didn't like his comment last time about Leo. I think he needs to remember that the only reason he's still in the villa is because people felt pity for him. Otherwise, he'd have been gone home a long time ago. But anyway, and then Leo was the standout performance, in my opinion, because he really got the girls' heart rates racing and he didn't hold back. And the fact that Hannah said, oh, Leo's been practicing this. He practices this all day. This is why he's this good. Just made me laugh. But hey, it is what it is. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island, Season 5, Episode 32. So the heart rate challenge continues, and next up is Cassie. I loved Cassie's dance. I loved the fact that she teased Leo and left him until the end. And I think he was wondering, is she ever going to dance on me? And the guys were really impressed. And I think she did amazing. It was respectful. It was nice. It was cute. So I loved that about her dance. And then it was Destiny. I was actually surprised. I think Destiny and Carl have been talking because Destiny, we all know, will never just approach someone without an understanding. So the fact that she was shown dancing on Kyle makes me think that she might be exploring something, and I think she was cute. I hate Bergie's comment. This is the second time he's made a comment, and his mask is now coming down, in the sense that last time he criticized Leo and said, I don't know why Leo is still here. Now he's saying the guys their heart rates are raised because they're afraid of Destiny. And it's like, stop perpetuating this myth that there's an angry black woman in the villa. I don't like that. I think he needs to mind his business. He's suddenly got a mouth on him just because Taylor has found interest in him after struggling for weeks and weeks and weeks. And people that supported him, like Destiny and Leo, are the same people he's turning on and making these sarcastic remarks. I do not like that. I really feel some type of way, because I'm surprised people didn't say anything. Had Destiny said the same thing about him, God, there would be think pieces on her, and Facebook would be going crazy, Instagram, everywhere, people would be going crazy. But for him to say this again and people not to call him out, I didn't like that. What does he mean? Does he mean she's not physically attractive enough for people to find her sexy? What is he trying to say? I don't like that. I feel some type of way about it. Then came Amani. Amani was always going to do Amani. Amani was amazing. And the fact that she was eyeing Scott when she was doing her dance, you could see Scott was just like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I don't know. I don't know whether they'll explore that connection. I hope so, but I don't know. And Taylor came and gave Bergie a dance, and the way he was behaving. Bergie, this has been an institute for him. I remember saying this at the start of the season, that if Bergie stays in, he's going to come out a different man. And he's learned to kiss, he's learned to make love to a woman, he's learned to speak to a woman. So this has been a summer camp for him, where he's learned, how to. Do I think his connection with Taylor S is genuine? Or yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Especially given the way he's been talking about other islanders, I'm starting to think he's just putting on an act just because she's the only person who's shown him interest, and he's going to ride it till the end, as he said. We'll see what happens after they leave the villa. And last but not least was Janae. I think Janae was always going to be sexy, because Janae is someone who's comfortable in her skin and someone who's comfortable with sex. So it was always going to be sexy. And I'm surprised she rode Leo like a horse, because I would have thought she would have stayed away from that, given the fact that she said she was angry with him because of the way he treated her and stuff. So I would have thought she would have just jumped on and jumped off, but it is what it is. And then Kenzo's mask has come off. The fact that he's upset that Carmen danced on every single guy doesn't make sense when all the girls are doing exactly the same. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. He's got this thunderous look. Oh, I value respect. Respect about what? Respect about what? What did she do that was very disrespectful to you? She did exactly the same thing that everybody else did. And for Marco to say to him, I'll back you, I'll back you. Hannah did the same thing, but you're sitting there calm, and yet you're telling someone you'll back them. Make it make sense. This is why Sarah said boys will be boys. They're supporting each other in foolishness. Really, they're supporting each other in foolishness. What did they expect her to do? To just come and dance on him and then walk off? It doesn't make sense. I really don't get it. So the girls are in the changing room and they're sort of talking about Kenzo and how he's got this, face on him, like he's about to attack someone because he feels very offended. And the girls are saying, but we all did the same thing. Why is he offended? I don't get why he was offended. I think he's just, I don't know. It's scary because yes, it could be jealousy, but some jealousy can lead to serious consequences. And I hope that's not him because oh my god, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It's not even giving possessive. It's not giving territorial. I don't even know what it's giving. And the fact that the guys didn't call him out on it, I don't get it. Anyway, next up is the boys, and Leo was out first. I loved Leo's performance. Leo really went in, and this is why he had most of the girls' hearts racing because oh my god, he went in. And so it was cute to see, and the fact that he left Cassie till last, and he left a shooketh on the floor. That was great. Mateo, I don't even know what he was doing. I don't even know. Even the girls were saying he looked very uncomfortable. You could tell he was uncomfortable. So I don't know. It is what it is. Then came Kyle, I think if I'm not mistaken. Kyle was great. He seemed to enjoy himself. I like the fact that Amani is crazy. Amani, whatever happened with Kyle, she can't stand Kyle. So the eye that she was giving, it was just like, oh my god, it's out of this world. And then we had Marco. Marco tried his best. He really tried, but Hannah seemed to enjoy what he did, which was the most important thing. And then came Zay. Zay did his best. I was surprised he actually danced on Destiny, given the fact that he's been saying he's afraid of her and stuff. So I'm surprised this fear didn't stop him from dancing on her. But hey, it is what it is. Bergie had the American flag. I don't know. It was okay. Only it was a dance that only a parent could love, and Taylor seems to really enjoy it, so that was good. Um, and then last, I'll talk about Kenzo. Kenzo, it's not even about respect at this point. I think he was trying to prove a point. The fact that he didn't dance on any of the other girls and just said, I'm here for one girl. And it's like, if that's the case, go home. Why didn't you volunteer to go home at the red wedding when everyone was going home? You and your girlfriend. You found your girlfriend, go home. You don't need to stay on the show. You really don't. Because what's the point if you're going to say, let's not participate in any challenge out of respect? Out of respect for what? She's not kissing them. Marco and everybody has a girl they're connected to, but they didn't make such a big deal. Why are you making such a big deal over nothing? I didn't like that. I found it very disrespectful, but hey, it is what it is. I think the results were sort of set up in a way to prove a point by the producers. They were set up in a way to prove a point by the producers because, like, for them to sort of link couples that are in a coupling together and not create tension. But then it was surprising that Carmen's heart rate was raised by Leo. And you could see that even made Kenzo worse. I was like, why? Why? We really don't need this. It seemed Leo, I think, is the one who raised everybody's heart rate the most. And he did an amazing job. So I'm not surprised that he raised the most heart rate. The producers are messy. I said this before. I wish they could have like a tablet or something where we can see the actual results as and when they come up because some of this doesn't make sense. So the results are Destiny, Hannah, Taylor, Carmen, their heart rates were raised by Leo. Leo did the most, so that makes sense. Scott raised Cassie and Imani's heart rates. He kissed both girls, so that makes sense. And Jonay's heart rate was raised by Zay. Make it make sense. I don't get that, but hey, it is what it is. As for the guys, Kyle and Kenzo were their heart rates were raised by Cassie. No surprise, surprise, Kenzo. Hey, Leo was raised by Armani, and it's like, oh, okay. Taylor raised Bergie's heart rate, which makes sense. Hannah raised Marco's heart rate, which also makes sense. Mateo's heart rate was raised by Armani, and it's like, Scott was raised by Jonay, and then the fact that Zay's heart rate was raised by Destiny, and somebody's sort of implied that there's more to it than her just being sexy, and it's like, why wasn't everybody else, if she's so terrifying, why wasn't everybody else's heart rate raised by her? Why weren't you all afraid of her? Make it make sense. Don't make stupid excuses for something. His heart rate was raised because he likes her, and that's it. That's it. Am I the only one getting tired of the Carmen and Kenzo drama? It doesn't make sense to me. The fact that it's, oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, so we shouldn't be doing anything. Well, if the two of you don't want to participate in challenges, then go home. go home, really. There's no need for all this because he gets upset with her, and then when she tries to storm off, he then settles down, and it's like, oh, the theatrics are too much. The scamming is too much. I don't buy anything they have to sell. I'm sorry. I think they just try and make a mountain out of a molehill. So to me, I'm really couldn't be bothered either way. Whatever happens, they then talk it out, and it's like that was a quick fix to something that made you so angry that you had this thunderous look on your face. I thought it would have gone on for days. I thought you would have wanted to sleep on it. You'd have slept outside because you felt very disrespected, but it doesn't seem like you were disrespected. You just were after attention, and that was it. Nothing else. And then you have Cassie sit down with Leo and have a conversation, and she lets him know that she's considering opening the door back again because she still has feelings for him and she still wants to see where things go. Leo is happy about that. Leo's happy. I know I was a bit skeptical about them getting back together, but it seems he's really doing the work. It seems he's reflecting. It seems I'm buying what he's selling because in his confessional he said he's been cheated on before and he knows how it feels, and so he feels just as bad for Cassie as he did when someone cheated on him. Um, I don't know. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of trust building in order for Cassie not to suspect him if he does anything. But I have a feeling that even if Cassie takes him back, the moment he steps out of line, she's going to leave him, which I love for her, that she knows her worth, she knows herself, and she's not just going to roll over just because he said sorry. She has a chat with Janae about their connection, and it's like, it seems she's more curious than anything. I don't think she has that strong a feeling for Janae. I might be wrong, but it doesn't seem like she has, her feelings are that strong that she would want to leave the guys and couple up with Janae and stay with Janae until the end of the show. But I might be wrong, so we'll see how it plays out. And then everybody else gets ready for bed, and you have Cassie and Leo having a conversation, and finally they share a kiss since she's come back from Casa because he's really had to work. He's really had to graft. And I wish we'd seen KK do the same with Keenan, but hey, it is what it is. Um, Kyle is still sleeping outside and it's like, make it make sense. And for Zay to sleep in the same bed with Destiny, given the fact that he said he's terrified of Destiny, doesn't make sense to me. To me, it might make sense to everybody else, but to me, it doesn't make sense. Why are you sleeping next to someone you're terrified of? Uh, Kyle doesn't get along with Imani and has been sleeping outside. It's almost a week. Why doesn't Zay go and join him since he can't stand Destiny? I think it's just attention seeking. And the audacity for Bergie to call out people and say, oh, he had sex in the room with people and stuff. He's busy having dry humping Taylor in the room with other islanders. Make it make sense. The hypocrisy is shocking. It's shocking because I think there's about 12 other islanders in the villa, and the fact that he's dry humping Taylor in the same room doesn't make sense to me, but hey, I could be wrong. In the morning, you have Leo telling Kenzo in Spanish that he kissed Cassie, and so Carmen picks up on it and she's sort of asking, oh, did you say? And it's like, oh, please mind your business, mind your business. Anyway, later Cassie pulls Carmen for a chat and she tells her that, I kissed Leo. I feel like, we're sort of on our way to working to back to where we were. And I guess it was just for her to tell someone. I don't think Carmen is the best person for advice. That's just my opinion because she's shown a different side of herself that I personally didn't like. The way she started off from the time she came in as a bombshell. So I've never got over that. I know a lot of people have moved on, but I haven't. I know. And then you have Janae in bed with Scott, sort of having a conversation. I don't even know where that connection came from, but hey, it seems all the guys like Janae, maybe because she's, easy to get to. I don't know. Because Mateo has a chat with her and tells Janae that, all his eggs are in her basket and is not interested in anyone else in the villa, but from Janae. And it's like, no one else is interested in you. It was only Cassie that was interested. That's why she brought you back. So the idea that you're not interested in anybody else really doesn't make any sense because they've never really been interested in you. And then Scott also pulls Janae for a chat and has a conversation with her, trying to see where they stand and see if she's interested. I think he wants to couple up with her. My reasoning is I think Scott prefers to couple up with Janae because she's less his type or he's less likely to become attached. I think he's looking for a connection that doesn't lead to him becoming attached. I personally think there's still something there with Catherine, and if he couples up with someone like Imani, he seems very attracted to Imani. He seems like he's worried that he might become emotionally invested when he's not ready to invest. And it's very interesting because this is not the first guy that I've seen on the show that has got into a coupling and then realized that, oh, he's becoming emotionally invested. He's starting to develop feelings that he never thought he would develop, and then they quickly run. And I think Scott is avoiding getting into that situation. I think this is why he's sort of putting a lot of pressure on Janae, but I could be wrong. And then you have Leo and Cassie having a conversation. I think it's good that they've really gone back down to ground zero and started from the bottom up. I like the fact that they just didn't ignore their history whereby Leo had this thing with Janae, but they are actually working through that and they're trying to rebuild their connection to see if they can be stronger together. Janae obviously walks in the room while they're busy making out, and she's sort of saying to them, "Oh, I'll leave you alone to continue with your conversation." And it's like, yeah, you do need to respect them and allow them to be. And when if she decides she wants you, she'll come to you. If she doesn't, you have to live with Leo. I think her strongest connection, that's why, is Leo. So if she does need to couple up, I think she needs to couple up with Leo. Despite how skeptical I was at the start, but it seems they're working through their issues. So I hope Cassie and Leo couple up. That came out of left field. Imani speaking to Zay. I didn't expect that. This shows that the producers have certain sort of storylines that they have set for certain people, and they won't show the whole sort of picture of what's going on, because we rarely get to see people like Destiny or Imani. We only get sort of little minutes here or seconds here, and that's it. And most of the times they're not the best, and so that makes me believe that the producers have this idea or these boxes that they've put them in, and they're going to keep them in there until the end of the season. We barely see Hannah as well. It's been a while. The only time we've ever seen her is when she and Marco are making out, or when they're talking about making out or planning on making out. So I was surprised by that. Imani then receives a text message to say there'll be a final recoupling and the girls will get to choose. And you can see the boys are anxious. The boys are really anxious. Those that are in closed off couples are happy, but those that are not in closed off couples are worried. The islanders get ready for the night. And they're sort of talking about Cassie and who she's likely to pick, or who Jonay is likely to pick, because there is a worry that they might pick each other, or that the guys want Cassie to pick Leo, and Leo's very nervous because he really wants Cassie to pick him, and he's worried that she might decide to go Jonay. After the islanders are ready, they get their drinks and they're having conversations. And Jonay sort of sitting down with Scott and Mateo and sort of saying, she's really looking for someone who's all in on her. And it's like, Mateo needs to go home. He needs to go on to his next reality show. This is show number 3. He hasn't found his person. He needs to move on to the next one. Scott, I am surprised that Scott is saying, if you want me, I'm yours. I thought Scott had a better connection with Imani, but as I said, I think he's doing what is in his best interest when it comes to his heart. I think he's very protective. He knows they have a very little amount of time left, and I think he doesn't want to fully invest in someone who he knows he's going to eventually open up to and become attached to, especially if he has something still going with Catherine. I don't know. And then Cassie receives a message to say everybody should gather around the fire pit for recoupling. So at the recoupling, as expected, Taylor as picks Bergie, that's to be expected, they're closed off. Carmen picks Kenzo, that's expected, they're closed off. Hannah picks Marco, that's expected, they're closed off. Then it's Destiny's turn. And Destiny, you could tell the look on Kyle's face. I think he knew Destiny was going to pick him. And Destiny spoke about the fact that she was going to pick herself and she didn't care what the outcome was going to be for her picking herself and leaving. But then it seems they've had conversations with Kyle. I think Kyle is more a perfect fit for Destiny at this point, given that he's a bit more emotionally mature, and I think he's older than some of the guys that she's been coupled up with in the villa. So I like that for them. I personally don't understand why he and Imani fell out. I think age-wise, it's better for Kyle to be with Destiny and Imani to be with Zay, because they're more or less the same age. So you could tell Imani felt some type of way after that speech. I don't know whether that's the reason why she then stood up and picked Zay, because she seems to have better chemistry with Scott. And I think Scott was taken aback as well, because he didn't expect her to pick Zay. So the fact that she picked Zay, I don't know whether she did it because she really felt she had a stronger connection with Zay, or whether she did it just because Destiny chose Kyle. I didn't get that. Or whether it's the producers being messy that's decided to do this, because that could be the other reason, meaning that they want Scott to be in the bottom and then leave it up to Jonee to pick who she wants. And I don't get that. I really don't get why, unless they spoke to Scott and asked him, who do you want to pick you? And he told them, and then they said, okay, let's set it up that way. It doesn't make sense. And then last but not least, it's Cassie who's getting to pick, and so it's left on a cliffhanger. I think Cassie is going to pick Leo. I think the way she's talked about it, I think she's going to pick Leo. But hey, we'll see what it is. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.